One of the most high-profile names connected to Jeffrey Epstein just spoke out. And what he said has people asking, what exactly is the Department of Justice still hiding? This is Kyle Becker with Explain America, where we break down the stories that the mainstream media is afraid to touch and ask questions that elites don't want answered. Alan Dershowitz, who was Epstein's former attorney and a longtime figure in some of America's most controversial legal cases, appeared on Fox News this weekend with a warning: the Epstein grand jury transcripts may not reveal what the public is hoping for. He said the real evidence, the names, the connections, the paper trail, is sealed in separate records buried deep in the New York federal court system. And according to Dershowitz, unless the DOJ is willing to release those materials too, Americans may only get a curated, misleading version of the truth.
What I'm worried about is that when these files come out, they will include only the false accusations, but not the information that would show that these accusations are false, because these judges are, quote, protecting the victims. Well, the two people I've just mentioned, Farmer and Ransom, they're not victims, they're perpetrators, they're criminals, they're perjurers, they're people who belong in prison. So we have to separate out the truthful from the untruthful, and you don't get that by lists of accusers or anything like that. You get that from real testimony from people who were there, like Ghislaine Maxwell. So I hope they do make a deal. I hope she gets time served. She's, after all, served already longer than anybody ever for any comparable crime. And so if she does turn over all of her information, not only her testimony, but her physical evidence, we may finally be able to close the book up.
This comes after President Trump ordered Attorney General Pam Bondi to seek the release of grand jury testimony from the original Epstein case, a move that's been demanded by Trump's supporters, who want to know who enabled Epstein and who else was involved. But Dershowitz made it clear, grand jury transcripts only show what prosecutors chose to include. They don't paint the full picture, and that's what he's afraid of, a limited release. And he added that some of the most explosive information, including interviews with alleged victims who named powerful figures, was redacted from public view long ago. He claims he's seen those records, and he's now calling on the Justice Department to release all investigative materials, not just those handpicked by prosecutors. And here's where the story takes an even more interesting turn. Dershowitz said there's one more person who could blow this case wide open: Ghislaine Maxwell. According to him, she knows everything: who flew where, who stood where, who paid for what. And if she's given immunity to testify before Congress, she might be willing to talk. He says Maxwell arranged over many trips with VIP guests, and in his words, she is the Rosetta Stone.